Hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. I'm your host, Francy Hall. And on today's show, we're going to be visiting with Amy Swain of Amy Swain Hearing Centers. And later in the show, we're going to be visiting with Karen Fountaine, who's going to be, she's from Public Health. She's going to be talking about flu shots, the flu season, and many other topics to keep us healthy in this coming few months here. We want you to know that if you have ideas for future shows, if there are people that you know that are doing meaningful things in the community or events that are coming up, or just interesting topics that you think the rest of the public would be interested in, let us know. Go ahead and email us at owatonnatoday@charter.net. Stay with us after a word from our sponsors. We will be right back with Amy Swain.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Dr. Amy Swain has joined us here in the studio. Hello, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Or good afternoon, depending on what time you're watching.
Everything always seems like morning to me.
Oh no, you don't ever get out of that morning?
No,
oh,
it seems that way.
So we're here today. We're going to talk about hearing, and in particular, there was a topic that you think is really pertinent right now that we should talk about. What is that?
Well, the effects of untreated hearing loss. So often I find myself preaching to people, get your hearing aids, how to take care of your hearing aids, what's the best technology, all that kind of stuff. But what about the person that chooses to do nothing when they have a hearing loss? Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of studies that are out there right now that talk about the effects of untreated hearing loss. One of the effects of that is how people are isolated from communication with each other, and when they become isolated, there's depression. Sometimes there's paranoia because people start laughing around them. They don't know what they're laughing about. Sometimes you find that elderly person with the hearing loss sitting in a corner at a family function, and they're not participating with the conversation of the rest of the family because they don't know what's going on. So that depression and everything, it's kind of a sensory overload, so to speak, and a lot of people, because they're not interacting socially, they decline because of that. So there's actually some links to dementia with untreated hearing loss.
Really?
Sometimes people think that somebody has dementia because they're not following the conversation when in fact they just can't hear it. But sometimes the lack of that communication, the lack of that interaction causes some of the decline. And so cognitive function is definitely affected without treating the hearing loss. So if you have a hearing loss, you need to, get a hearing test and be treated for it to help prevent some of those other issues.
That makes a lot of sense because we are very social, and so much of what we learn as we're growing is language, and so when you don't have that, there's a huge barrier. Mm-hmm. My grandma, who had suffered early hearing loss, as long as I can remember, she had hearing loss and hearing aids. But at one point, she just stopped getting updates to her hearing aids, and it really, really affected her socializing.
Well, and a lot of times what people don't realize is when you have hearing aids and you're not hearing well, sometimes it doesn't mean you have to buy a new set of hearing aids. Mm-hmm. What it might mean is that they need to be cleaned by a professional, bring them in and have them put through a machine to dry them out and get all the small bits of debris out of them.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just a matter of reprogramming the hearing aid. So, if somebody's wearing hearing aids and they say, well, I was there a year ago, this is the best they can do, that's not necessarily true.
What is reprogramming? So is there software in that hearing aid now that can have different levels of function?
There's a computer chip in the hearing
Really?
aid that allows us to change the levels of how much power they're getting out of it and the different pitches and tones. So yeah, it could be reprogrammed.
Sure. So maybe just like your eyesight, you go back in and there's a little tweak there. You need a little stronger in this area, and
Except it's a little easier than getting new lenses.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Just plug it into the computer. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's really good information.
Yeah.
And what else happens when, are there other things that we need to worry about if we choose not to treat our hearing problem?
One of the other factors that's involved with untreated hearing loss is the risk of falling. Now, a lot of people wouldn't know this or realize it, but if you have a mild hearing loss, just a mild hearing loss, you have a 3 times more likely chance of falling. And every time that hearing loss gets a little bit more severe, you have more chances of falling. And it's because your ears help you with your balance. They help you, localize. They can help you feel the room, so to speak. And again, it's all about this sensory overload. If you don't have a good feel of your surroundings, you're more likely to fall. And so treating your hearing loss with hearing aids and being able to localize and hear better what's going on, you're less likely to have those issues where people break bones or even hit their head in the wrong way and unfortunately die.
Oh my
I shouldn't
gosh.
say
well,
that.
No, but hey. I'll tell you, obviously hearing loss is associated mostly with senior citizens.
Yep.
Not to overgeneralize, but one of the biggest causes of, going into a nursing home or even death among the senior population is falling. And so, we don't know until we lose it how much we really do rely on our hearing.
Yeah.
But if you're losing it slowly, maybe you don't even realize exactly how it's affecting you.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if somebody they choose not to get treated, how can we help them understand that it's a good idea that they might want to check it out?
The best thing that can happen is a spouse or a son or a daughter to be able to calmly sit down with them and just say, maybe you don't need a hearing aid, just maybe go in for the test, because there are a lot of things that people miss when they have the hearing loss. Somebody actually said to me the other day when they got their hearing aids, it's going to be so nice to go out with my daughter now, because when we go to a restaurant, if she's talking about something more private, more personal, which are the things I really want to hear as a mother, I'm going to hear them, because she's not going to say them very loudly in a restaurant. She's going to, kind of speak softly because she doesn't want everybody else to hear it, but I'm going to hear that. And so she was really excited to get her new hearing aids that day, and those things are so important.
Oh man, deep social connections. And can you imagine if you couldn't hear what the person was saying and you speak up? Well, I really can't. I don't want to speak up.
Yeah. And one of the arguments that people give me all the time is, gosh, I'm in my 90s. I don't need to hear. I hear enough. I get by. Well, there's problems with getting by. First of all, yes, you're left out of the loop. You go to a family function, you sit in the chair. Nobody wants to talk to you because it's difficult to talk to you. And as we get older, the less active we are, the less activities we have, communication and listening is so much more important to us at that point in our lives than it is even when we're younger.
And I'm just thinking about those times when, you want to speak to that person. I love my grandma and I always wanted to speak with her, and I always did, but it seems almost like I feel bad for them that I'm having to say, what's that again? Could you, or they have to say that to me over and over. Yeah, they say to me over and over, well, what is that? What did you say? What did you say? And I feel bad because it puts them, I feel like I'm putting them in a bad position too.
Right.
So, it helps those of us who want to communicate with them.
Right.
To actually be able to do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might just give up.
Yeah.
And say, this is too difficult for them and for me. And yeah.
Well, and I have, another story I can share. A gentleman who came in to see me for the very first time with a severe hearing loss. And when he got his hearing aids, he did not want to leave my office. And the reason he said he didn't want to leave my office is, he said, because people talk to me here. Well, it's because he was hearing us. He's at his home, which is a nursing home, and he felt like people weren't talking to him. And they maybe were trying to talk to him, but he didn't realize it.
I want to be here because you guys pay attention to me. Other people may have been trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's kind of sad.
Well, it is. I mean, it's such a huge thing. I can't imagine not hearing. I know that my grandma started lip reading a bit. We didn't really realize it for a long time. But that was great. That's a great coping thing, but it's not the same. What are some of the reasons people don't hear? I mean, you said maybe you come in, maybe you've got just need your ears really cleaned out. I don't know.
Well, yeah, sometimes
Wax
it's just earwax in there. So, you know, you can always kind of convince people to come in for the hearing test saying, hey, maybe you just have wax in your ear. Sometimes that'll get people to break down and say, okay, fine, I'll go have my hearing tested. But, you know, the causes of hearing loss, there's so many different causes. You know, you've got your medications you might take, the aging process, exposure to noise, you know, illnesses. You know, if you have diabetes, that can reduce your hearing sometimes. It's like a symptom of it.
Really? I
Well,
didn't
because
know
the whole
that.
body is, you know, our hearing is related more to our entire system than we believe or know or realize, I should say.
What are the you said medications. Are there any medications in particular that you know that have a symptom that
There's
of hearing
a
loss?
huge book of how medications affect our hearing loss. Most of them that end with like a sin,
Okay.
streptomycin. You know, those are the worst ones.
So if I'm taking medications and I'm worried that maybe they might be affecting my hearing loss, can I come into you?
Sure.
And talk to you about, here are the medications I'm on, and then you can test my hearing, and we can
Absolutely.
look at the medications. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. In that kind of a visit, when someone's coming in, and maybe they're coming in just because someone convinced them, okay, just go in and get it checked out. What are they going to experience in that initial visit with you?
We have them fill out a little history form, and I bring them back and do a hearing test, and we sit down and talk about the results. And then if they have questions, and most people do, we run through all of that information with them.
Okay. And it sounds like there are other options than just hearing aids sometimes.
Sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're
It
welcome.
means a lot to me because my grandma means a lot to me, and it's it's hard when they can't hear. You want to tell them you love them.
Yeah.
I just hug her, but still. Thanks again, Dr. Amy Swain, for being with us. And we would like you to stay with us. After a word from our sponsors, we're going to be back with Karen Fountaine from Public Health Nursing.
Hi, I'm Kim Schaffenbuhl, Director of United Way of Steele County. I invite you to live united by giving, advocating, and volunteering to ensure that the building blocks of a good quality of life, education, income, and health are strong and stable in our community. We all have a stake in creating a healthy, prosperous community. We all win when children succeed in school, workers have steady jobs, and families have good health. United Way of Steele County is working to make this happen, and we can't do it without your help. Please give generously to this year's campaign.
Don't let the cold winter weather stop you from exercising. Keep up your fitness program at the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center. We offer a variety of different membership packages available on daily, monthly, and yearly basis. We also have a variety of programs and services to help the newest of members get started and to help those who have been around for a while improve on what they are doing. The Tennis and Fitness Center participates in insurance reimbursement programs with a variety of different insurance providers that could make you eligible for up to $20 credit each month. For more information about the West Hills Tennis and Fitness Center, call us at 444-4290.
Hi, I'm Ron Clancher with Clancher & Son Landscaping and Concrete. We support the Owatonna Today Show, and so should you.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, I'm Brenda with the Mortgage Office of Brenda Bednar, aligned with American Mortgage and Equity Consultants, where closings feel right from the beginning. I'm a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
I'm Deb Gillard. And I'm Shaw McNulty with Brookdale Owatonna Senior Living Solutions. We are assisted living and Alzheimer's and dementia care communities here in Owatonna, and formerly known as Clare Bridge and Sterling House. And we are proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
registered nurse and public health nurse Karen Fountaine is with us now, and we're going to be talking about, unfortunately, flu season and the vaccines.
Yes,
that
exactly.
We should get. In
Yes.
fact, I have to say I did get mine last week.
Okay.
So that's good. I was in at the doctor anyway, and they said, "You want your flu shot?" And I said, "Okay, I'll get a flu shot." It seems to help, though. I don't think
It does. It
I don't
does.
think I've had flu the last few times I've gotten it. So it's flu season. What do we want to first of all let people know that flu shots are available, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about that because Steele County Public Health has a lot of different locations where people can go and get flu shots.
And why we wanted to come on today was to share with you that we're starting our public clinics this week, where we're going out into the communities in Steele County and offering clinics. And we would like to help get the word out where and when those clinics are.
Now, is that brand new?
No, we have been doing that for at least 10 years.
Oh, well, geez, I'm really not in the know on that, am I? But they're going out into the community, and instead of people having to come necessarily to public health nursing, which they can still do.
They can still do that,
Let's talk about them. There are many locations in Steele
County.
There are.
We're starting tomorrow, and we're going to go to Medford. We're going to be at Medford Manor from 9 to 10:30. And then on Wednesday, we'll be at Ellendale at the Community Center from 12:30 to 2:30. We're back in Owatonna on Thursday from 9 to 11 at Owatonna Senior Place. And then we wrap it up on Friday at Blooming Prairie at the Senior Dining Center from 12 to 2.
Now, I assume there's a reason that many of these are at senior-related places. So I'm guessing seniors are a key population that need to get flu shots.
They are. And these clinics, we want to stress that they are open to anyone 18 years and older. However, we know that sometimes transportation can be an issue for seniors, and so that's one of the reasons why we're taking the clinic into the communities where the seniors live.
Wonderful. And this information, is this available online as well?
Yes, it is. We do have this flyer posted on the Steele County homepage.
Okay, which is co.steele.mn.us.
Correct.
Okay, or they can call.
Yes,
What's
they can
that
call
number?
our office at 444-7650.
Okay. Now, if they can't get to one of these, but they're here in town, they can come to Public Health Nurse. What are the hours they can come to?
We are trying something new this year. We used to have people call for an appointment if they wanted to get a flu shot at our office. And this year we have a new nurse that her job is going to be giving vaccinations to anyone between the hours of 8 and 4. And so people don't even need to call and make an appointment. They can just come between the hours of 8 and 4 to our office at 635 Florence Avenue.
Okay. And when you say vaccinations, you mean the flu vaccination in particular?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When, Karen?
Starting today.
Starting today?
Yes.
All right. So anytime after today.
Yes.
Today and after. Go get your flu shot. Who is it that needs to get the flu shot?
All of us really over 6 months of age should get a flu shot, but there are particular populations that when they get the flu or the influenza, it can hit them the hardest. And those people are children 2 and under and children 5 and under, because the risk of them getting pneumonia and ear infections is greater. Pregnant women can be hit especially hard when they get the influenza. People over the age of 65, and then anyone that has a chronic medical condition such as diabetes, heart disease, any disease that kind of compromises the immune system a little bit.
So if you have a compromised immune system, which younger kids don't have all their immunities built up, older people also have less of an immune system, and then people who have those other disorders.
And one thing we want to stress that I think sometimes people forget is that population between, let's say, 20 and 40, they really are underrepresented as far as how many actually take the time to go out and get a flu shot. However, in that age group, there are quite a few young people that do have asthma. And if someone has asthma and they get the flu, because it can affect the respiratory tract, that can really compromise their health, and they can get into trouble and get pneumonia or need to be hospitalized.
Okay, that's really good information too. So for the people who, I guess what I'm wondering if I had a compromised immune system, people want to know, is it safe to get, I mean, am I going to be giving myself the flu by getting the shot, right? That's the common question, isn't it?
Yes, and we want to emphasize that when the flu vaccine is manufactured, it's manufactured with an inactivated or dead virus. And so there is no way that anyone can contract the influenza from a flu shot.
Okay, so get the flu shot, even if you've got a compromised immune system.
Yes.
You're not actually giving yourself the flu.
No, you're not. And another thing that we want to stress, two things, is that for the influenza, we think sometimes, oh, if I get the influenza, I'll just stay home. I'll know I've got it and I'm going to stay home and protect everyone. But studies have shown that people can actually spread the flu virus 24 to 48 hours before they actually start to come down with symptoms. Mm-hmm. So we really are putting other people at risk. And then the other point we want to stress is we do know that the elderly, people over 65 and people with compromised immune systems do not get as good of an antibody build up from the influenza vaccination. So one way of protecting people is for healthy people to get the flu shot, and then they're not going to get the flu, and they're not going to spread it to the populations that we know may not have quite as much protection from influenza vaccination.
So if I'm spending time with people who are in that, 5 years and under, and the older category,
yes,
people who are seniors, or with anybody who's got a compromised immune system,
yes,
I need to get a flu shot to protect them as much as to protect myself.
That is exactly right.
Okay. That's good to know. I'm glad I got my flu shot.
Well, we are too. Okay.
Now, what else are we? We've got here. I've got another sheet in front of me, and it does talk about costs. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
When somebody goes to one of these seasonal flu shot clinics, what is the cost?
Okay. We can bill insurance. And so if anyone has Medicare, they're on medical assistance, or they have a private insurance, we can bill that insurance.
Okay.
If someone wants to pay cash, it would be $35. And then we also receive vaccine from the Minnesota Department of Health, and that vaccine is targeted for anyone who does not have medical insurance. They have a high deductible. For whatever reason, their insurance will not pay for the vaccination. And the Minnesota Department of Health sends us vaccine that we can use for those populations.
So I'm not turned away. If I can't,
Never.
if I don't have the money, I'm not turned away.
No,
So
never.
if I can't afford it, I can still get that shot.
Yes, we can find a
Source.
vaccination, a source. Yes.
Source of funding.
Yes,
to
a
make
source
sure
of
that
funding.
You get that shot.
Yes.
Okay, well that's good to know. And also, $35. Sometimes that's about the cost of a copay when you go in. So you're going to be paying that anyway, plus maybe more. So that's good to know.
And then one other thing that I want to stress is that our school nurses have made arrangements for a private vaccination company to come into all of our schools in Steele County and to have some clinics. And those will be coming up in the month of October also. They'll be in Medford, Blooming Prairie, Ellendale, and at the Roosevelt School in Owatonna in October and early November. And we have put a schedule of those clinics also on our webpage.
Okay. Okay, so they're on the webpage, and we can say them real quick now. It's October 7th is Medford Public Schools.
Yes.
We want to go through that list
I will.
and tell them?
Okay, October the 7th from 3:30 to 7:30 at Medford Public Schools. October the 19th from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Blooming Prairie Public Schools at the high school. October the 26th, 4 to 7 at Ellendale, and November 7th from 9 to 12, that's a Saturday, at the Roosevelt School in Owatonna.
And this is kids, these are for kids, but if I'm a parent and I haven't gotten my flu shot,
yes.
Can I also?
Yes.
Get a
These
shot?
clinics are for anyone 6 months and older.
Okay,
So
so-
it's kind of an opportunity for anyone that for whatever reason, maybe because of work obligations, babysitting problems, whatever, has not been able to get an influenza or flu vaccination yet, can come to one of these clinics.
So in addition to these 4 seasonal flu shot clinics that we talked about, then this is actually augmenting that. So there's even
Yes.
more.
Yes.
Or people can go to the public health nursing or their doctor, or there's a lot of places in town that offer
Yes,
flu
and the
shots.
pharmacies offer flu vaccinations too, so there really are many different opportunities, and we want to encourage as many people in Steele County to get their influenza vaccination this year.
Okay. Karen, did you get your flu vaccination?
I have not yet. Wait! I'm getting it this week.
Do it publicly. Like this, that's why you're doing it, right? Because you just want to show people that it doesn't hurt.
I've been so busy planning clinics, I haven't had it yet.
Take care of yourself.
I am.
Okay.
I want you to know.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, Karen. We appreciate it. And thank you for joining us. Do stay with us. After a word from our sponsors, we'll be back with our community announcements.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Hi, my name is Ryan Gillespie with Bremer Bank Mortgage. By trusting your home loan needs to Bremer Bank, you are guaranteed a personalized, straightforward, and honest experience from application to closing. We look forward to guiding you through your next home purchase or refinance.
Welcome back. We are your community connection, and so let's connect you with the community events that are going on right now. On October 7th from 1 to 3 p.m., Riverbend Nature Center is hosting a lifelong learning class on seed collecting. If you are interested in this, call 507-332-7151. Owatonna Foundation Week is upon us. Thursday the 8th, coming up is the wine and beer tasting at the Holiday Inn from 6:30 to 9 o'clock. Friday, October 9th, at the football game, there are going to be giveaways. There are special t-shirts that are being made. Saturday, October 10th, Saturday morning coffee at the Owatonna Foundation office from 8 to noon. Come on in, have a treat, and talk with them about what's new at the foundation and what you can do to get involved. The first annual Spirit Run 5K Run and Walk is October 10th. The race starts at 9 a.m. in Manthe Park. If you have questions, call 446-2302 or go to catholicsofsteel.org. Allina Health is teaming up with Free Bikes for Kids for the 5th year to collect donated bicycles for kids in need throughout Minnesota and western Wisconsin. In the Owatonna area, volunteers will be at the Owatonna Hospital on Saturday the 10th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. collecting those bikes. So if you have a gently used or a new bike, go ahead and drop them off at Allina on Saturday. Friends of the Arts Center are holding a fall lunch on Wednesday, October 14th at noon. Lunch includes a 3-course meal catered by Gar Olson, organic certified chef from Spare Time Entertainment. Speakers at the lunch will be Luann Kaupa, registered dietitian. Tickets are $20 for OAC members, and you can find out more information at the Arts Center. Thank you so much again for joining us. We appreciate it. We want you to know that coming up on our next show, we have an update from the United Way campaign and Owatonna Forward community organization that is in support of the school bond referendum. We'll talk to us more about that. So join us then for those shows.